Do some maintenance. Took the old girl out for the first time this year, and she's had a leaky differential cover for a while, so been meaning to fix that. So what we're gonna do is just do a spill and fill on the rear diff. Figured I'd bring you guys along, because I'm gonna use some different gasket maker this time. Let's see what I got here. I could use Hylamar, but what I'm gonna use is some Permatex anaerobic sealer, if I can find it. Okay, that's the stuff. Unopened package. Fancy. I'm going to use some of this because the temperature's a little bit chilly, and it's pretty much an activator for anaerobics, so I don't want to take any chances. Still a little cold. It's 54 right now, but that's a heat wave. I'm loving life right now. We got the door open. Life is good here, but nighttime it's still going down below freezing, so look at that. Comes out pretty good with no artificial light. So I'm gonna get you set up here. All right, we'll try that one more time. I wasn't 2 seconds into this. Kicked the ladder. I got you guys on a ladder. Camera fell 5 feet, smacked on the pavement, knocked the memory card out, and corrupted the whole last file that I just shot. So, take 2. I gotta find my prying device because that went flying. Okay, starting to drip now. Got some sealer on here, so it's gonna be kind of tight. Oh boy. Ah, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. There we go. Ooh. Yummy. There, come on. Okay, she's free now. Yeah, not bad for 30-something-year-old gear set, I must say. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I don't see any missing teeth like with my 07 Silverado with 1/10 the miles this has on it. Oh, we're dripping. So I'll go ahead and let this drain for a little bit. Let me see if I can. Crap. I should have put her in neutral. I can go do that. I want to take a peek at the gears in there. It's pretty. Alright. I was just looking at my records. I got 80, it's been 82,000 miles since I changed it last. Boy, it smells nice. And so I like having a look at stuff. It's got 258,000 on it. Over that, actually. A little bit of slop in there. No broken gears like my Silverado, though. Everything looks pretty good in here. Get some light going. Perfect pattern. On both sides, trailing and leading. And spiders don't really do much. unless you're doing the one tire fire, and then they get spinning pretty good. I've done that a few times with this thing. This thing likes to light up one tire. Lights it up good too. It's got a lot of torque. Alright, so I'm gonna let that drain. One other thing I'm gonna do right here is, looks like my wifey bottomed out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and made a little lip on the inside. I'm gonna grind that out. Got a little tiny little 2-inch pipe on this thing, but it makes awesome torque. Just a one single exhaust, 2 into 1. And that exhaust, I put that muffler on, I want to say 2003 or 4. And we don't drive in the winter, so. Alright, charge up the battery. What the hell did I just do with my tool that I just brought over here? Okay, here we go. Using stuff already. Alright, got my favorite tool. Thanks to Eric O for recommending that one. As soon as I saw it on his channel, I went out and bought one. It's one of the best things I ever bought. This thing is awesome. Takes short work of this stuff. Dug all the stuff out of all the bolt holes. That was time consuming. Took a little while. I wanted to just give my reason for using this anaerobic stuff, because what I had on there was actually, I just looked through my records, it was 2011 when I did this gear oil change last time. And also did the axle seals and brakes and a bunch of other stuff because the seals were leaking. Contaminated the brake shoes and all that stuff. So I'm running AMSOIL Severe Gear, 75 110 weight. It's probably overkill for this car, but that's what I have because that's what I run in my truck. So I wanted to have that on hand. But the AMSOIL, for whatever reason, I hear it's all synthetics, not just AMSOIL, but it'll attack most RTVs. So it's best to use a anaerobic sealer like I got here, because I'm not using a gasket because I don't have one and I don't feel like waiting to order one. So that is that. Dong. It's beer o'clock. You can see how the seal oozed out around the edge there. I got lucky to peel it off. I don't think that this is that black RTV. Not a huge fan of it. I don't use it very often. I don't know why I used it that day. I think I was experimenting. See if I could, because I had used, what was it, 3M? What's that stuff, 1194? I don't even know if they still make that stuff. But that's what I had used prior, and it started leaking on me. So I remember looking, I was like, I never used black RTV before. That's supposed to be an oil resistant sealer RTV, and that leaked too. Right about in the same amount of time. So another thing I noticed actually as I was looking at this, I probably did that way back in the day when I was a younger buck. Look like I might, oh, you know what that, yeah, I know what that's from. I used to jack up the rear end back before I had a lift. I don't know if you can see that. Back before I had a lift, I used to jack up the rear end from the bottom of the pumpkin, and it looks like I deformed the pan. So I'm gonna put that on the vise and like beat it a little bit, see if I can get it straight. And this super scraper is awesome. These things are, I've never had anything better. I used to dread doing this, but it's actually not that bad with this thing. And we're at the parts washer. Whoa, stuff flying everywhere. Brake lines everywhere. Alright. Chinese thing. I gotta replace this. It's a little limp. Uh-oh. Gotta plug her in again. Uh-oh. She's cavitating. Come on, baby, you can do it. What's going on with this thing? Let's see. Let's try that. It's got diesel fuel in here. Very old diesel. Works great. And when it's time to get rid of it, I can just put it in my waste oil burner. Don't have to worry about clogging anything up. But it's been in here 10 years, so I'll get around to changing it someday. Let me throw some paint stripper on this thing and give this another coat. Now I have self-etching primer. I might do a better job adhering to the cover rather than coming off in chunks when I hit it with the air gun. It's always nice having a nice shiny diff cover. Seems to sit pretty flat even with that bent part. Broken too. What's up with that? Brick Clean Central. Some old paint on there. 2011. That's the last time I had this cover off. Two different kinds of seal are on there. There's black RTV and there's 1194. I can see it. That stuff usually stays pretty pliable after, 8 years of being on the back of this thing. It's pretty hard. It's not quite soft anymore. So, all right. I don't know what happened to my paintbrush. I would much rather have a paintbrush. But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Oh boy, this stuff's a little old. I don't know if it's any good. Whew, sure smells fantastic. Woo. Maybe it is still good. Or not. What the hell? What is this? I got some jelly. I guess jelly's better than that, right? I was looking at the ingredients. It says this stuff may cause blood damage. I already got blood damage. I grew up in the 80s. We damaged our own blood. That's some old stuff right there. I think that stuff is as old as the differential fluid was. Gear oil. Doesn't seem to be doing crap. I think I might be putting this in the fire. Usually it starts lifting it pretty fast. I don't see anything happening here. But I got something that might work. A little methyl ethyl ketone. That stuff always works great. Man, I would be high as a kite. All these different chemicals I got here. I try to figure out how I'm going to do this. Illegal in Massachusetts. Can't even buy it here. I don't know where you can buy it here. Kind of hurt. Stupid safety caps. What the hell? I'm going to have to break that off. You kidding me? Whew, that stuff smells great. Oh, careful, man. It's a little more durable than I expected. Well, I guess I'm going to have to go to plan B. Get the wire wheel over here. Yeah, get the super scraper. What's with that? There's rust hiding under there. What's up with that? Sweet. Super scraper is awesome, man. I love this thing. Yeah, just had a little bit of rust there. Guess I can finish the rest of this up with the wire wheel. And we'll start getting it bolted back on, and then I'll paint it on the vehicle. I don't mind getting overspray all over everything. It doesn't matter to me. It'll just help protect whatever it sticks to. I'm surprised this paint stuck as good as it did, because last time I painted it, I didn't do any sanding or anything. I just blasted it on there. I think that was Krylon Rust Tough. It's actually pretty good paint. So, a little bit of rust there. I'm going to give it the old wire wheel treatment and get going here. Alrighty. These aren't safety squints. These are safety mints. Oh, that was terrible. Got a little imbalance. Alright, looking pretty good now. Shiny. I get that self-etching primer on there and paint will stick a lot better. Still broken. Jeez, I always get the broken brake clean. Ah, the smells of spring. And brake clean. Alrighty, so now take this guy, put it over here. Just gotta spray this primer on here. The primer, or activator I should say, goes on one surface. So you put this on, I'm gonna put it on here so I don't spray it all over my gears. Hang on. So I'm gonna put it on here and then we're gonna put the sealer on the other, around the pumpkin there. So. You gotta let this dry for a couple minutes too. It's kind of green. I don't think you're supposed to put coats. Wire wheeled all the bolts off. Got those nice and clean. Took a little skin off the fingers too in the process. That happens. It's all good. And you just want to put a little bead in the middle. It flows nice when it's warm. Some gear oil there. Damn it. Do over. Okay. Can't have any gear oil there. Right at a critical point too. If it's gonna leak, that's where it's gonna leak. You don't want leaks. At least I don't. Oh, I just batting 1,000 today. That stuff won't hurt the gears. Gears are quite a bit harder than paper towel. Good stuff about this. That's why I love anaerobics. Is you're not in a fight against the clock. Try to hurry up and get things moving before it starts curing on you. That's the meaning of anaerobic. It cures in the absence of oxygen, and that is good. So I could leave these here for a couple hours and come back. Probably be fine, but I'm not gonna do that. I'll get this done. So I'm gonna do other things like drive the Marquis instead of work on it. There's always one. That's what the teachers used to say in school whenever I came into class. There's always one. Alrighty. It's been much longer than 3 to 5 minutes. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, one of these has to have the tag in it. I want to keep that tag there. I managed to keep it there for 16 years. I like to keep it there for the life of the car if possible. Sure is pretty. Even prettier when I get some paint on it. I didn't strip the paint off the tag, but I'm not going to worry about that. This has a whopping 273 ratio. Extremely tall gears. Bonneville gears, they call them. Theoretically, this car's geared to go 287 miles an hour. It was something like that, but the engine's only got enough power to maybe pull it to 100 and change if you're lucky on a good day. I notice when I'm recording video and talking to the camera, oh, I don't like that. My mind goes all over the place. It's hard for me to focus on more than one thing. I make a terrible pilot. Airplane. Gotta go watch the airplane. That guy was trucking. Got a nice quartering tailwind. It was moving. Oop, I'll knock you over. Yeah, we got some Rust-Oleum self-etching primer. I can't get the cap off because I'm weak. It's actually warm enough to paint now. I can't believe it. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. Ah shit, you know what I forgot to do? Before I start going nutty here. Ah, it smells so good. It's yummy. We won't be jacking that thing up by the pumpkin anymore. It's straight enough for my house. I don't know if you guys can see that. One of the joys of spring. Get these eye attacks. This sucks. It's wicked itchy. So you want to tear my eyeball out of my skull. So we got one more coat. All right. Might as well start putting some gear lube in here. Lamb's oil. Yeah, this makes getting a gear oil in that little hole much easier. Best $12 or so I ever spent. Anyway. That hit me right in the face. Big chunk of grease on the U-joints. I know that section will never rust. Stop pumping. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot how much this takes. I think it's a little over 2. I can't remember. Or a little under 2. Well, we'll find out when it all comes puking out of the top. Whoa. There's a lot in there. I got most of it out. I would call that 99%. Yeah, I just made a mess. Fish bets, 1 or 2, or is it over 2? I'm thinking it might be over 2. Pretty good sized differential on this. It's a good workout. I'm just glad it's warmer. Stuff don't like to flow when it's below 40. Synthetic, of course, flows a lot better, but still like it when it's 50 or warmer. Preferably 85 all year long. Well, it's gonna be over 2. I win. Just thirsty. This is the 3rd quart. About a quarter of the way through this one. It's gonna be coming out of there any minute, I suspect. Oh, I see it, I see it. Here she comes. Oh yeah, what a mess. Ah, nothing ever works when you're in a hurry, you know what I'm saying? Tighten this. Hit that cover with some 400 grit sandpaper. Wet. That's plenty tight enough. Scuff it up nice for the Krylon rust tough. All I got is gloss black, so that's what she's gonna get. Would have liked to have done a flat black, but it's what I have, so it's what it's getting. Wet sand time. Alright, finally finishing this up. I touched up that little spot that came off. Ate supper. Now it's almost 9 o'clock. I'm the only one I know that can turn a differential spill and fill into a 8-hour affair. This can's about done for. Yeah, I think that's about it for that. I'm gonna bust out the new one. That one's broken too. There's no sound. Except for the rattling ball. That's kind of annoying. There we go. That's a nice coating I was looking for. And look at that. Set up. Put another couple coats on there, we'll be good. Can is done for. There we go. That's how we get rid of that. Oh, it smells so nice. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 more coats on that. Alright, well, I'm waiting for that paint to cure. Let's see if I can straighten this up. Wifey backed into something. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Better than it was. Sweet. Alright, so that is that. Project is finished. These came out pretty good. It's nice not being outside in the wind. dirt and sand getting blown into it while it's still tacky. Yeah, it dries quick. Tackiness is almost gone already. Sweet. Cool. So, a little bit of maintenance on the Marquis. I'm gonna go take her out to go visit my dad tomorrow. Nice Sunday drive. So, she's ready. Gotta check the fluids, the rest of the fluids. Transmission specifically, because it was slipping a little going up the hill here. Something weird going on with that thing. It's been going on for like 14 years. That's how long it's been since I dropped the transmission pan in this thing, because I didn't expect the transmission to last as long as it did. We bought it. I've never touched this transmission. We've done 2 fluid, spill and fills, fluid and filters, but never. It's never been overhauled. Never been out of it. It could be original as far as I know. That's an AOD. Everybody on the internet always said these things are 100,000 mile trannies. Well, I'm at 258,000. When the fluid is where it's supposed to be, it slips. But if you overfill it, it doesn't slip. It's the weirdest thing. I suspect maybe the filter might have fallen off inside there years back. It's hard to say. It likes being overfilled. Either that or it's got the wrong dipstick. Anyways, this has gone on long enough for a spill and fill of a differential. So with that, we'll see you on the next one.